Hi guys, it's Hayley here. The husband is at football and the children are sleeping. Yeah, yes. So I'm here with another process video. This is using all Elle Studio products. I have a whole heap of their products. I bought a huge box, either at the beginning of the year or the end of last year. They had a bit of a deal on in Scrapbook Trends where if you spent a certain amount, maybe $100, they ship for free, which is amazing to New Zealand because that saves me $40 or $50. The shipping most places is prohibitive for us, so I got a whole bunch at once, all the collections that I've been wanting, so that was awesome. They've got a few out since then that I now want. Okay, so this background paper, a lot of their stuff is tone on tone and just slightly off primary kind of colours. Excuse me if you can hear my cat. He is outside and he is obnoxious. Anyway, so yeah, they have a lot of tone on tone, which I'm a fan, and I'm a fan of these kind of, not the super bright primary colours, but you know, the kind of dulled down versions. Anyway, these frames are from the Saltwater collection, which I think was last year's summer collection, and the background one is either from Day to Day or the Everyday Moments. The Day to Day and Everyday Moments in my mind are very similar. They're all very, very usable, kind of universal, kind of, yeah, like they say, day to day, everyday moments. They're things you can use for anything. Okay, so these pictures of my daughters were taken at a place called Ferrymead, which is in my city, and it's like a heritage park. They have old trains that run and trams, and they have like an old bakery that functions, and like really old. And the children go with school sometimes, and they can dress up in the old-fashioned clothes. They love it. This day was a family day where one of the ice cream companies put on a family day there where everything was free. So of course we went, and the girls are playing with this, of all the things they could go on. We had a wonderful time on the train and things like that, but of all the things, they play with this old water pump, and all the kids just lined up for it. Really. Anyway, simple things. So I did want to put down this story. I actually don't end up journaling on camera, but just about how they really are quite satisfied and with everyday adventures. They really are, you know, simple kids. They really don't have any big grand ideas about what they'd want to do in a day. Just everyday stuff is awesome for them. So these little vellum arrow things, they're on the sheet of vellum from Saltwater. I first saw them used on Katie Scott's video ages ago. I don't know what video it was, but she used that. Some of them have words in them, and she used a strip, I think, and I thought I have to have those, so yes, now I do. And the bit I've just taken off is just a simple layering cluster. Now, a couple of people have said to me that they have real trouble layering. I don't know really how I can help you with that. It's really, I keep everything, like all my scraps and everything, and my friends will attest to that they will put, it's a joke with them, that they'll put things in the bin, and when they look sideways, I'll take them out and put them in my pile. And they tease me about it every time we scrapbook. So I keep all my scraps, so that's why I always have plenty of things to layer with that you can just tuck in behind. So here you actually see me put the pieces down, and I think layering is, for me anyway, a fair amount about enough contrast and enough different shapes. Like, things have to finish in a different spot. You don't want things lined up too much. The Elle Studio products work really well for that, because a lot of the things have wee tabs, like that wood grain tag that's at the top, that has a tab on the top that says beautiful day. I think it says beautiful day, yes. And there's a longer kind of file folder tab, and then the frames, they all add kind of different dimensions. And those the wood grain one is a 3x4, and the other one, the long one, is probably about a 4x6. And so they all finish in different spots, and then the frames finish in different places too, obviously. So I'm trying to think of something helpful I could share about layering. I just say stick everything down temporarily with, I mean, here I know I'm sticking down these frames, but just tack things down in the middle and then you can move them around. And then just look for little bits, like things don't have to match. I mean, here the Elle Studio stuff goes beautifully together, so the page doesn't take any. It takes no work at all. And but if you are working with different collections, just make sure there's a little bit of contrast. And yeah, probably the other thing is not too much contrast. Okay, so here I'm sticking these things down. Now, oh man, my foam tape, love that stuff. Must get more, actually. I'm trying to think whether this was for something, this page, because quite often, yeah, I think it was. I haven't written that down, but I'm pretty sure this was from their weekly sketch. I do their weekly sketch, I think it comes out, I want to say Thursday, but the day it's listed is usually a different day for me, being in New Zealand, so it's not that relevant. But yes, they have great sketches, and you can post them in their member gallery, and I really enjoy them. They're actually some of my favourite ones, and because they kind of know their own product, of course, they kind of lean them towards, you know, like this one I think did have frames. You don't have to use them, of course, but I do really like them, and I try and participate where I can. This piece of vellum actually was at the end of the page, so I didn't cut it to be like this, but that was just the end bit, and I thought that was kind of cool because it kind of brought in all the colours, kind of finished it off. Oh, and that's because I stuck it to the table, sorry about that. Who knows what I'm doing now? Maybe I'm getting embellishments. Oh no, I'm getting a stamp. I also really like the Elle Studio stamps. I use them all the time. They're nice quality. They stamp well. No effort. That's what you want in a stamp. So, I don't know if I've said before, I use the Ranger archival ink. I do use quite a lot of Stays On, but I do really like this ink. Bought a whole bunch of those Hero Arts ones that everybody seems to use. I don't like them at all. I don't know what I'm going to do with them. I might have to give them to the children. I really don't like them at all. I don't like how, I know people say that they're blurry when you first stamp them and then they sharpen up. Not sharp enough for me. I was really disappointed because it's quite an investment. So they're just sitting around and I need to do something with them. I just added a wee Maggie Holmes camera, yellow camera, that the colour was awesome, matched well, and I mainly buy those sheets of cameras so I can chop them all up. I don't really have any intention of using them as a piece of paper. And now I'm looking to add some a chipboard embellishment from October Afternoon Daily Flash, and then I'm mucking around with a flare here. I think that's a Evilicious flare. I'm not 100% sure. I think so. Any of my miscellaneous ones that didn't go with some kind of paper collection seem to be Evilicious. So here I'm just trying that flare, and then I'm trying to, I'm just going to, I think I cut away a wee bit so it's set up. Because the frames are on foam, the flare needs to be on foam as well, so they sit at the same level. And here are my stills. That's the end of the video. Gosh, that went quick. Thanks so much for watching, guys. I really appreciate it, and appreciate all the support and nice comments I've been getting. It's really awesome. So I hope you're having a brilliant day. I'll talk to you again later.